that we get from telematics is greater awareness of where equipment is. We're able to respond, manage it. You know, you think about having the ability to see a bay, right? You got this bay on a map, and you can see all the equipment around it, and you can see whether it's kind of within the designated zones or not.
Yeah.
And then if it isn't, you can make the call to say, well, that needs to be addressed, or we move that aircraft somewhere else without impeding safety and so forth. So that's some of the stuff there. Obviously, speed's another thing too. So obviously, you know, through GPS coordinates, as long as they're the right type, you know, you can get speed and so forth. So getting the ability to manage speed and things is also something else too. So, and then also just reports, like if there's idle equipment, you know, something hasn't been used for weeks and weeks and weeks, we can go, well, we notice this isn't being used, it's choking up the system, it either needs to be removed off the airfield or removed to a more remote location. So that type of opportunity as well. So and then obviously the other big one is probably, it gives us the opportunity to move to a more electronic registration, because everything has a tag on it, or a telematics geotag, or whatever you want to refer to it as. It provides the opportunity. You don't have to put registration stickers. You know, everything at the moment has a sticker on it. You don't on the vehicle here, but you don't have to do that, because you can see it. You know where it's there. You can go up to it. You can you can interrogate it, knowing it that way versus a sticker. Yeah.
So do you get much wildlife here? Or
lots
no?
of wildlife.
Okay.
Yeah. We not mostly birds are the issue. So we do have foxes and hares and so forth. Birds are the main issue. So if you look at us on a map, we have a lot of biodiversity zones around the airport, and because it's up against the coastline as well, you get a lot of coastal birds and so forth. So yeah, we have one of the largest, probably most significant wildlife risks of Australia from a major airport anyway. So yeah, we spend millions and millions every year in managing the wildlife risk. It's you know, we spend money managing the grass, so the grass is boring and doesn't seed and doesn't attract birds and all this fun stuff. So, and then the team will all carry a firearm, so they carry a shotgun, so they will actively manage wildlife risks as well, whether that's scaring or disposing of. So they'll cull them. Yeah, they'll cull them as well. So the problem is with certain species is that they're pretty territorial, so you can't just scare them off. You've got to do more. You've got to actively get rid of them. You know, things like this, like birds out in this area. These are low risk.
Just out of the vehicle for a couple.
They're not close to runway or taxiways. They're no risk to aircraft. You know, the one thing I quickly learned when I started was that we were never going to get rid of all the birds. It's about managing the risk, because you could dispose of all those birds, and they'll all be back tomorrow.
Yeah.
other ones, yeah.
So this is your
this is
maintenance.
a GA. So this is a leased area here. This company here is leased, but otherwise this is what we call a logistics area, where we come down. So this is mainly just parking. So aircraft will come down here and do parking and so forth. But I thought whilst it's not a highly congested area, I thought I'd bring you down here, because the big planes are down here and we get to see those to start with. So yeah, so the teams will tow these. These will arrive at International, and then they'll tow them down here, and they'll sit down here for the day, basically. This Emirates one will come in early in the morning and departs at like 8:30 at night daily. So.
Okay. So that's one flight a day.
Emirates have 2 flights a day.
2 flights.
2 flights, yeah. But one sits here all day. Yeah. I think now they're paying for a security guard to sit here and watch the aircraft. It's crazy. All day.
Oh.
Yeah, he just sits here all day. But yeah. Big plane.
Yeah, that's a big one. 350?
Yeah.
No,
380, yeah, double, yeah, 380. Yeah. But yeah, big plane.
You have to have the big one for long journey?
Yeah. Most, to be honest, not necessarily. So that other Qatar one will do the same as the 380. It just won't carry as many passengers.
What's that, 787?
That one was a 777, I think. I think it's a 777. Yeah, pretty sure it's 777. Yeah. You see how old these things are now. Look at the side and the panels and the. Yeah.
That's a big one.
Yeah.
Very comfortable.
Yeah. I was not watching it. I was watching YouTube probably. So to be honest, companies or if they're not getting the passenger yield, they'll actually prefer to fly these because these can fit more freight in them versus the A380. So
777 300.
yeah, 777. Yeah, 777. So yeah, the code E, code F aircraft, I mean, there's variations, but a lot of them have got the same sort of range. It's all dependent on payload, though, obviously. Yeah.
So how many international flights are there to this way?
Great question. I don't know that off the top of my head. I'll have to give you that data.
Oh, I'll find it out there. They have it in your site or something. Oh, that's okay.
What I do know is through peak periods we are at capacity. Like we've got no spare parts.
So do you want to track all these also?
Yeah, everything. Yeah.
Okay.
Every bit of equipment. So dependent. That's probably the question to that is what we need to dictate to the operators what type of devices are needed.
Mm-hmm.
So in that case, I don't think we need constant positioning. We only need it to provide a position when it's moving, and then it would display last known location.
Last known, yeah. So there are lots of easy ways to do it low cost, which is the QR code.
The QR code.
So you have this QR code. You
Yeah.
put a QR code.
Yeah.
You have a small mobile app. You just scan the QR code. The mobile sends the location. That's a cheap solution.
Yeah, so we want more. So the way we plan to use it though is we plan to. They already have that, so they already have the QR code and they have that on there. We want to use this in our operational IOC and have live understanding without QR code or scanning. So our plan or what we want is to have those telematics devices on all of it. Yeah.
So for us means any device which is attached and sends data.
Correct. Yeah.
We can just ingest it, so that's not a problem. But
Yeah.
some of the airports start with again just an experience kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Starts with a big bang approach. Some
Yeah.
of the airports prefer to start seeing the data flowing into the platform,
Yeah.
then analyze which assets are more important to track, which are lesser, and based on that, what is the cost. So a GPS telematic device with an API with Targa would cost much more than the others. So
Yeah. I think we'll likely. I think what our plan is to go big bang. However, we may have phased approaches where we say all motorized equipment needs to be done by then and all rolling stock done by then. That's probably the way. We are pretty comfortable and certain that we know what we will get from the data and the benefits that'll come from it. So then all we're really looking at is the phase or the rollout approach versus what we're actually looking for. Yeah.
So the platform is one-time investment.
What's that, sorry?
The platform is a one-time investment.
Yes.
The software platform
Correct.
which Faisal provides.
Yeah.
Then it's just the integrations.
Yeah.
So integrations is basically so per integration you get XYZ.
Yeah.
So some of the airports prefer by ground handlers, some of the airports prefer by assets, some of the airports prefer by integrations.
Yeah.
So if you have a common telematic vendor, for us it's means if suppose Targa is there. So getting Targa data, whether it's coming from A or B or C, it's same for us.
Same.
So whichever model works, we basically discuss about it. In that way, Weisel is very flexible because it's a newer company.
Yeah.
So
Not too stuck.
not too stuck with
Yeah.
this thing. So that's what we are doing with the GMR airports in
Yeah.
India.
Okay.
So continuously evolving, they have
Yeah.
new requirements, so we
Yeah.
have a kind of an AMC with them. So this is
The international. So we're at the international now. So you can see, right, so this is pretty typical of most bays, just congestion after congestion.
Mhm.
We are trying to increase our storage and staging equipment storage capabilities, but even the plans for that are still going to see that as we continue to grow, we need to, we need to manage this closely. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I just want a spare bay. Maybe I have to have an aircraft on that one, so I won't pull up there. We're currently just defining who and how far it will go. We're pretty certain we want all of it, as in all equipment, but we're still just working that through at the moment. So, we're not sure how far we'll go with, say, access stands and different things like that, but definitely sort of the main equipment, rolling stock and vehicles. So really, we're probably, if we were to put a number on, I think we're probably looking at about 80% of the equipment on the airfield is what we want to track.
Sure.
That's not good. Why is that all there?
What Delhi does is, so if these are the non-active vehicles, they just do not track them. They track with the active vehicles.
When they're activated.
No, so these needs to be pulled by an active vehicle, correct? With a tow truck.
Oh, yeah, got ya.
So they put it there.
Yeah.
So they do not put it in the
So yeah, okay.
baggage belts, conveyor belts, dollies, trolleys, pushback carts. If it is active, then they put it. So that's what I was trying to say, that active is being tracked.
Yeah.
Passive, Delhi says, they cannot go without these. Nobody would, like this is standing there, nobody will pull it manually, so it will be attached to a thing. And then
I think for us, that's only managing the risk of vehicle moving, where we're trying to really manage
is where the asset is.
where the asset is. So we'll be looking to apply it to pretty much everything in that sense. Kind of see you in here, or is it kind of, or take pictures of, or is it kind of, you can kind of see the congestion and kind of what so this is why we really focus on all equipment versus just moving equipment and so forth. We feel that the other thing is that we feel there's a lot of redundant GSEs, so creating a bit of a standard that yes will cost them money, we'll see them go, well, we need to rationalise what we've actually got out here and start to get rid of some of this stuff. So we've a lot of equipment, and I just don't know if we need it all. But we don't operate, so then it's really hard for us to go, well, how is it needed, is it not needed? But it will come as part of this.
It will come out as idle, unutilized, and all.
Things like this, right? So this is a stop sign. This is a live taxiway. So any aircraft crossing, so if there's an aircraft coming around here, crossing here, vehicles are meant to stop. We see we see pretty good compliance, but sometimes not compliant. So even opportunities where we see from a telematics perspective, where we say through this zone, 10 meters either side of this, we'd expect vehicles to slow, be below 5 kilometers. I know GPS you can't get perfectly 0, but you can say in a range and go 5-0 we can accept. Anyone blast through at 20 kilometers, they're not stopping, we know, and we can ping them.
You agree with the 5 kilometers?
Yeah, something like that. So I understand the technology. I understand the technology.
Yes, this is a problem we had with Hyderabad airport.
Oh, really?
They wanted to say that the vehicle is completely
I
stopped,
understand we
and
can't.
so the GPS drift is there, and this thing you cannot do that.
No. So I mean, if we can get it to, if we can, again, I know the technology not amazingly, but I believe if we get it to like a 5 kilometer range, and we can go. Any vehicles above 5 kilometers, we look at it from a
so
trend
as long
data.
as it is a range, it's okay.
Cool.
And then you check it out.
Perfect.
So,
and then we can use this trend data. If we see the trend is increasing, then we can start to focus on it and so forth.
So I'll give you an example. What happened with Hyderabad is they wanted to have a stop sign. Everybody should stop.
Yeah.
Okay. We couldn't get it through GPS, so what we did is we installed cameras there. CCTVs also works in the morning. In the night with the lights, it doesn't work.
Yeah, correct.
If the car headlights are on, it doesn't work. I told them, nobody agrees to it, so we have to do that and show it to them that see it doesn't work. Now what? So we did a kind of, we call these kind of things pilot science. Our learning also, they're learning also. That's it. And I can tell you confidently, the first thing I said, stop. No. Drift. Agreed.
Yeah. No. We understand it. It's got some limitations, but what we have now is nothing.
Nothing.
Right?
So it's better than nothing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. These are all freight sheds and maintenance facilities. Again, nothing too much to worry about there. We're not worried about congestion or necessarily their own equipment that may not leave their facility. It's really that if it's going to integrate with the broader airfield. So. We're now coming down into the domestics. This is the domestic terminal down here.
Okay.
Yeah. There's only one airline that does their own work here, Virgin, from a ground or ramp perspective. All the other work is all outsourced.
Okay.
So every other airline outsources. There might be one other small one, but it's not worth worrying about it. But yeah, so most of the work is outsourced. So that's the challenge we face too, is many different providers and stuff like that. We try to minimise and manage that as best we can, but unfortunately, competitive tensions. We need some competition, and we can't be seen to be disadvantaging anyone either. So it's a tough one. So the domestic's got 3 piers. So this is kind of the Virgin pier mainly.
Okay.
We're all our GSE chargers. So we have common use chargers for the electric equipment on the airfield. So Brisbane Airport provide the chargers, and they have something that links up to it that allows them to charge it through registration and so forth.
Are you doing something with autonomous vehicles?
We are starting to. We're talking to a provider about an opportunity. So we don't have any autonomous vehicles now, but we're looking at again, Brisbane Airport doesn't do any handling, so it wouldn't be necessary for our benefit. It would be more for the benefit of the airfield or a particular operator. So it may see us take on something in the future, but yeah, it's definitely we're looking at it because it'll be upon us sooner rather than later. So we're trying to get ahead of it.
Yeah. Changi has started.
Yeah, one went rogue.
Yeah.
Did you read that?
Yeah.
A slow chase for 15 minutes around the airport, I read. Yeah.
And
Yeah,
then,
it doesn't give you a lot of confidence.
Then I saw one in Busan. So
Oh,
there were lots of them in Busan,
Oh, is that?
and it was like it's going so slow that the passenger bus overtook it,
Oh, really?
and then it got confused. It just stopped. So the next bus was like that. So yeah, it's going to take a while.
That's not good.
So, but it was nice to see something.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so speaking to them, they said it saves a lot of costs. In India, it doesn't make sense because the labor is not so expensive.
Yeah.
So this area, like you're stopping now, this area when it is covered, GPS may not come in.
We recognize.
So yeah.
Yeah, we recognize that. Again, we won't pick up necessarily the speed there. It's only a small area that you might have a drop out for a minute, but it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then you would.
Is there opportunities for, again, you wouldn't do it there, but say a bag room or something, is there opportunity for, say, boosters or something?
Yes.
There is?
So we would need to basically figure out the zones where there's no coverage or less coverage, and we want them to be covered. So those areas we would need to figure that out, and that will start coming in when we start seeing the data.
Yeah.
Either you know it or when we see the data, and suddenly the vehicle jumps from here to
Correct.
20 meters down, or
Yeah.
if something is parked here, so what happens, it fluctuates.
Yeah, correct.
So those things we will basically figure that out.
Yeah.
What I would say is give it some time. Means once the data flows in, once you start understanding the data,
Yeah.
you start understanding the patterns which is there. So So the other thing is, like, maybe slightly off topic, but if you have a camera here and the vehicle is parked, the aircraft is parked like this,
Yeah.
turnaround would be difficult.
Turnaround would be difficult.
Yeah.
As in turnaround analytics?
Analytics,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
the camera analytics. So like here, if you have the PBB there,
Mm-hmm.
so you need to have a full vision of the aircraft. So what we do is two things. We have the camera and we also have the GPS.
Yeah.
So camera overrides the GPS,
Yeah.
the zone marking.
Yeah.
But if we have camera available, that's the first thing which we do. So for everything it is the same. So you basically tell which source is your source of truth.
Yeah. So we have cameras set up on 22
Mm-hmm.
already for underwing analytics.
Yeah,
we've-
so that's direct, no? So you can-
Yeah. So we have something on this side of the building, I think, on up here, and then we have one on the other side as well that gets it. It's a little bit protected by the bridge, I think, covered by the bridge, but it gets most of the aircraft. And we have another one out on base 17, which is one of the ones out there. Again, we can come from different angles to try to get the most coverage. So we've just finished a trial with deep turnarounds.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So how was their camera? Means two cameras.
Two cameras, yeah. Two cameras. The overall, it was a really, we see undoing analytics is definitely something that airports and operators will benefit from. So
Yes.
we see it. We see that it is a service or a product that we should provide. The next steps is to look at what's in the market. So obviously we went into this trial learning, understanding. We've learned a lot from it. We see that Deep Turnout has a good product, but we're also just interested in what's in there. So we're actually attending, and Andrew knows this. We're about to send out a request for proposal.
Yeah, RFP. Andrew told me.
Yeah. So where we'll be looking at basically having cameras set up on every bay, or that technology on every bay. So that's really it. That's the airport, but as you can see, lots of congestion.
Lots of
lots of equipment, and that's the kind of stuff we're trying to get better at and manage. And the easiest way is to do it smartly and systemize it rather than labour running around trying to do stuff. So.
No, the other thing which the ground handlers would also benefit if they are not utilizing something.
Correct. Yeah.
And if you start them, if you start to charge them parking,
100%.
then they will fall in line.
Correct.
Otherwise.
Correct. We'll go up around the bay just so you can. Then you can say you did the whole tour, the whole loop.
I know the Brisbane airport now.
Yeah, exactly. It's not very nice up in the bay today. Otherwise, we could have it. We'll see what it's like when we get up there. But it's not great.
It's really nice and interesting to see the airports.
Different perspectives.
Yeah. Are these fences electrified?
No.
And camera?
Cameras around the place, yes. I couldn't tell you where, but
I think it's on top of there. So Hyderabad has all these FOD detection, wildlife detections, So they have these fences, I forgot what it's called, but if there's a breach, it basically signals, means if there is a cut in the fence.
Yeah, we're trialling that at the moment. We had a few fence jumpers recently that were very high on drugs and so forth and not in their right frame of mind. And had a few fence jumpers recently, so we're looking at increased technology to manage that. So. We have a lot of construction over the next 5 to 10 years, so our capital plan's these $5 billion spent in the next 5 years. So
that's quite huge.
New terminal, things like that. So there's sand. Not great.
Which is the major airlines? Qantas?
Qantas and Virgin. Yeah. Qantas have a few different in the family, a few different brands. They have Qantas Link and Jetstar. They're all part of the Qantas group. So
And how much do they dictate to the airports?
More than we would like at times, but they don't. Ultimately, nothing gets spent in an airport. Like, we won't spend any money on the airport or in the airport unless it's approved by an airline and they're paying for it through their passenger fees. So because of that, they dictate a fair bit. However, it's on us to demonstrate the need for the spend and the approach and all that sort of stuff, and then they do get involved. But generally, we end up where we need to be. It's just a bit of a dance at times. So
It's always a dance.
Yeah.
In India, India, we have a domestic carrier called Indigo.
Yes.
So they cover 65% of the domestic
Yeah, wow.
ones. So it's like my way or the highway kind of stuff.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
they
yeah.
dictate it is
Yeah.
something which Australia was, I think,
Yeah.
15-20 years back
Yeah.
with Qantas
Yeah, with
dictating it.
Qantas. Yeah, they were
Very aggressive.
demanding and aggressive. Yeah. It's a bit miserable out there at the moment.
Yeah.
So we normally walk on there and it's quite
Mhm.
nice, but it's a bit yuck today. We won't go out there.
Yeah.
I think the revenue, aviation revenue makes up 50, 55, maybe 60%, but there's 40% of the revenue that comes from car parking and commercial leasing and stuff like that. So a lot of the buildings, a lot of things we own and lease out to providers and stuff like that. So.
That's the port, Brisbane port?
Yeah, Port of Brisbane, yeah. Shipping terminals over that way too. This side of the river, the Port of Brisbane's on the other side of the river.
Okay. So are you planning to build another runway?
Not another one. So we've got the two. This
Mhm.
one here and the other one we went past before.
Yeah.
So the two runways. With those two runways, we have a lot of capacity.
Okay.
So there's no plans to build a new runway. There is a plan to build a new terminal. So construction over there at the moment, that's over near our general aviation area, but that is an aeromedical hub. So that's being built at the moment. That'll support all the aeromedical services. So Brisbane being the closest major city to all the regional towns in Queensland, and Queensland's one of the biggest states. There's a lot of movements, a lot of activity there, flying people from the country into the city for medical
So
arrangements
it's like
and
the
stuff, so-
Sunshine Coast, Gold Coast and all those, they come here?
No, not Sunshine
No?
Gold Coast. They're only about an hour drive. Everything else, like
Okay.
maybe it's Rockhampton or Mackay or even Cairns, stuff like that. So yeah.
Okay, so
And there's a lot of other regional places as well, Gladstone, different places like that. So yeah, the other ones, they're only a drive away, so they're probably not those as much.
we didn't see these hangars, no? When we came in?
No,
Yeah, that was that side.
we went that way. So
Yeah, okay.
hangers either way. Yeah.